Hello everyone, this is HUSKYS here, back with some more Hearthstone action, and this time it's going to be a lolzy deck that I made. I am calling it, as you saw down there in the bottom left side, the EMO deck. And you may be saying, Husky, what is the purpose of the EMO deck? We'll see it as this game continues, but basically I've taken every card that I currently own that does damage to myself, destroys my own cards, kills my own creatures, damages my hero, basically taking any card that has a negative side effect and putting it in my deck. You'll kind of see it as these games progress, but I am going to go ahead and play 3 games here. I am casting after the fact as I was testing the deck. We're going to be going up against Solid, oh god, if I can read this, Solid Hatchet. Solid Hatchet, all right. So as you can see right here, this is a perfect example. Power Overwhelming ends up killing your own creature. Void Terror kills 2 of the creatures adjacent to it, and and the other one kills your own creature to do damage to their creatures. This one right here, Dread Infernal, does 1 damage to all of your creatures, or everything on the board. I drew Lord Draxus. That is way too early for that card. But anyways, about 80% of the cards in here are basically self-inflicting cards. They're going to be cards that hurt myself. They're cards that hurt, basically, they do lots of bad stuff to me, so it should be pretty hilarious here. And you may be saying, Husky, this one right here makes your minions cost 3 more. Gonna go ahead and life tap. Leroy Jenkins gives your opponent 2 whelps. So those whelps can actually kill off Leroy if you're not too careful. And a lot of you are probably saying, Husky, Warlocks are meant to be played like this. Not to the degree that I am currently playing. If you look at a lot of the top Warlock decks out there, they do not do this much damage to themselves. That is a fact. Soulfire deal 4 damage, but you also have to discard a card. So not the best opening hand, but then again, this entire deck is not designed to have a good opening hand. It's not designed to have a good hand at any point. Now, if you're wondering what that creature does, basically when you summon him, he kills both creatures to the left and right of him, and then he gains the attack power and health of those 2 creatures. So basically turns it into 1 super minion, which is kind of cool because what you can do is if you attack with those 2 creatures, then summon him, you get the benefit of those creatures next turn. But is it really worth it? I don't know. Here's going to come the Mana Crystal, and it's going to go ahead and deal 6 damage directly to me, actually. Gonna bring me down to 18, so he's kind of going for a base race right now. Now my hand's starting to look really bad here. I have 2 cards that will deal 4 damage, but it makes me have to discard cards. I have Leroy Jenkins, which does have charge, so that is a guaranteed, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Guaranteed 10 damage, and with a chance of being able to do 4 more, so that's 14 damage. But unfortunately, also have a guaranteed 4 damage right here, so that is a lot of damage I can potentially put out. But the problem is right now I just don't have enough to kill him, and I gotta kind of save my cards. I don't really have anything I can put on the board. I could do Leroy, but I want to save him for kind of the dunk maneuver a little bit later. So for now, I think I might actually skip this turn, because if I life tap, if he has a Pyroblast and a Fireball, he's going to be able to kill me pretty soon, although Pyroblast does cost a lot of mana, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Or I could try and do some of the damage right now, or I could try and troll him, take a big risk, and kind of slam dunk him a little bit later. So I'm actually not going to use any mana this turn. And guys, I know what you're saying. Husky, you're making a huge mistake. You know what? The whole point of this deck is a big mistake, so we're going to be going the more fun route as opposed to the tryhard. Oh my god, another guaranteed amount of damage here. So that's going to be 8 damage, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus another 8. So I have tons of guaranteed damage, but the problem is that I still cannot kill him in 1 round, which, you know, is kind of really what this game is all about here. So I got to kind of think of exactly what it is I want to do. I could summon this guy, which would make my minions cost more, but really am I going to be playing a minion anytime soon? The only one left is going to be Leroy, or I could just skip this turn as well and save up for even more ridiculousness. I could get the Infernal next turn and then kind of slam dunk him the turn after that. That's a term I stole from Sinvicta, slam dunk, man. That's just when you are you're losing, and then all of a sudden you jump 20 feet in the air all the way across the field and you slam dunk it. So I'm trying to decide, because my hand right now is so finicky that I'm not actually sure what the best option is right now. So for now, let's see. I am running out of time. I might actually just skip another turn just for the epic lulls. But we'll see here. I'm going to go ahead and poke him in the face. I still don't really want to life tap if I don't have to, so I'm once again, am I going to? I actually don't remember what I do right now. I think I do skip the turn. Okay, Guys, I know you're getting a little uneasy, a little bit antsy at home, and you're like, what are you doing, Husky? Keep in mind that, like, in 2 turns, I'll be able to kill him, and there's no reason at this point to reveal my hand. I'm oh, he summoned a guy with taunt. What mage has a creature with taunt? Really? That is going to bring me down to 15 here. I did get Felguard, which does destroy 1 mana crystal. So let's see right now. I don't know if I actually have enough to kill him just yet. I do have this guy with charge, which I could use to kill that, or I could use one of my abilities and kill off his taunt creature. I definitely have kind of backed myself into a corner and not using 9 mana so far this game, maybe even more than that, and it's only on turn 5/6. Let's see. This deck, it definitely kind of backs you into these weird corners where it's like, well, if I reveal what my strategy is, he'll be able to just kill me and I'll have no creatures on the board. But if I wait too long, then I could be in a lot of trouble. So, we'll see. I could also summon the Infernal and then kill off his guy with Taunt, which I think might actually be the best option right now. So if I do the Infernal, that's going to do 1 damage to everyone. Then I can use that guy to kill his guy with Taunt. I think that is probably going to be the best option right here. Infernal, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Going to deal 1 damage to all characters. And that includes myself, of course. And then we'll go ahead and kill his guy with Taunt. And then I could use Soulfire in the next turn. I don't think it's worth it just yet. So we're going to go ahead and do that one right there. I think that that's the best move, because he is running a little bit low on cards. There is a 6/6 creature out. The problem for him, though, is that if he attacks it with the little mage guy over there, oh, he did this, is that your spells cost 1 less, so he is going to go ahead and be able to draw Arcane Intellect, and that gives him 2 additional cards. I think that he thinks he's way further ahead than he actually is. If I remember correctly, the Slam Dunk is coming up, because that's going to be 8 damage, and then we have another 4, and then the 6. So we'll see exactly how this pans out. I'm trying to do the math in my head. Destroy friendly minion. I don't need to do that just yet, but let's see if I can actually make this happen here. Because remember that Soulfire has a chance of getting rid of one of the cards that I want to keep, and may not have enough to actually do it. But either way, we're going to go ahead and buff him up. He's now a 14/14, and all of a sudden, I think our mage is going to be pooping himself here just a little bit. We got good old Leroy Jenkins. There's going to be that. There's going to be that. And guess what, baby? Slam Dunk. Take him out. And all it took was not playing any cards for several turns. So there's going to be Slam Dunk in game number 1. And since that game went so lolsy, I'm going to go ahead and join game number 2. And remember, guys, the whole point of this deck is to have cards that are bad for myself, but still have a chance of winning here. And this is a pure fun deck, so if anyone is upset about this deck, that's fine. That's fine, because you know what? I'm having fun, and that is all that matters. And what also matters is that I was able to kill him in 1 turn there. Not on the first turn, but in 1 turn. Oh, my goodness. All right, so we are going to be having, well, who are we going to be going up against here? Pretty soon we have a Gum Pusher, Mopey Mage, and we do have a worthy opponent now. We have Witch King 07 right here. Is going to be a Paladin saying, I will fight with honor. Honestly, not the worst hand to begin with. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Beast. The reason I'm hanging on to Doomguard right here, which is kind of weird, and I don't think it ends up working out, but I can already play like 3 of these cards before I'll ever use Doomguard. So my thought process is, you know what, if I hang on to Doomguard long enough, and I throw him down, maybe I'll have no cards left over. Oh, I did get Pit Lord, though. So Pit Lord costs 4 mana, and he does 5 damage to your hero. So you really want to use him right when you can, if possible. So you're going to go ahead and use the Imp right there, and I'm going to go ahead and use the guy with Taunt. So there's going to be that, and that's going to be it. I think that that is a worthy use of the coin there, to be completely honest. So also, let's see if I'm trying to see exactly what the Paladin is going to do here. But he does actually just summon his little cute recruit right there. And we'll take that out easily. The reason I'm doing that is because Paladins do have a lot of buffs. So those 1/1 guys can quickly become like 7/7s or something just ridiculous. So you got to watch out for that. And he does have the 3 mana right now. Kind of curious to see what he does. But I do have that guy kind of thrown down here. And, oh, he is going to go ahead and summon up the 1 little recruit right there. So I did get Void Terror now, and basically what I can do is attack with both these creatures and then throw him down. It's going to eat up my 2 creatures and then just buff him to ridiculous levels. Now, against a Paladin, this is actually not that bad of a choice. We're going to go ahead and do that right there. Again, I don't want him to be able to buff it and kill off my Void Terror. And then we'll throw this bad boy down, and watch, he will kill both creatures to either side. Just kind of gobble these guys up, and then he gains the attack and health of both of those. So he is a 7/6 creature on my third turn here. And I think if I remember this is the game, I accidentally skip a turn previously. But hey, that's fine. This deck is not all about well-thought maneuvers. He's going to go ahead and restore 6 health. Will most likely take that damage right back to his face, though, and he actually does decide to go ahead and summon that recruit. So right now, I feel like it's not really worth it for me to kill off that guy. I could do Leroy if I wanted, or I can throw down this bad boy right on turn 4, which again is going to do 5 damage to myself. But hey, it's called the emo deck for a reason, man. So there we go. And now I have 2 extremely powerful creatures on the board, and this is super, super early in the game. Really no way for me to buff them right here. But in a little bit, you'll see that it does get a little bit out of control. I can't remember if I actually kill this guy right away. I don't think that I do. But I do need a way to be able to kill off that guy with Taunt. I did get Lord Jiraxis, which I am getting a little bit low on HP, so having him out this early. I would have liked to draw him, of course, right when I can use him, but that's just not how the cookie crumbles. So let's see here. I could do damage to all creatures, and then that wouldn't probably be worth it. I could summon Leroy right now. I could do this guy, which makes your minions cost even more, which might be the correct choice. But Leroy's also... Leroy's always tempting. Let's be completely honest here. So we do have Leroy out on the field now, and my overall damage is kind of ridiculous. Not sure if that was actually the right move or not, but hey. Hey, mistakes were made, but we still got him on the field. I gotta go ahead and kill that off because that's gonna give him 1 HP, keep him alive, and it also keeps my guy with the most damage alive. Now, the problem here is that he actually has enough creatures on the board to kill both my other creatures. But at this point, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and Zerg him down and get him down to 10 HP. But if he has something like Consecrate, if he has something like being able to buff these minions, he can actually wipe the board. Of course he has Consecration, so he's going to be able to kill off 2 of those, which has to be quite sad, and he's going to be able to kill off my big beefy creature right there. So you can kind of see how this deck, you know, if I was able to keep those creatures for 1 more turn, I would have been able to win, but now he has enough to be able to kill this off, or at least do lots of damage there. And, oh god, I remember this game. This game actually has the biggest mistake ever. You're about to witness me losing a game accidentally. I could have killed him right there with that creature of mine that I just accidentally killed. So basically what happened is I had 7 damage on that creature. I could have attacked him and then used Hellfire to finish it off. I kind of did it in the wrong order, though, where it's killed my creature, so now he's going to get a free turn. And the problem with Hearthstone is that it is such a close game the majority of the time that if you accidentally kill your own creature when you meant to kill him, then you're actually probably going to lose the game here. So this is probably one of the most humiliating moves I've ever made because, in all honesty, I could have just killed him with that 1 creature. But I got excited. I did the math in my head. I was like, yes, I can kill him this turn. And then I messed it up because I got so excited. I did have the actual damage to kill him, but definitely kind of messed it up. So at this point, I'm in a really sticky spot because I'm getting low on HP. I do have Lord Jiraxis. I could use this guy with Charge. I think actually going for the Molten Giant is the best option. Or I could summon both these guys and destroy my mana crystals here. I'm trying to remember what I do. I just remember this game being like back-to-back mistakes, but that's okay. That is okay. Let's see. Your minions cost 3 more. That might actually not be the worst choice right now because I could just kill him with it next turn. I do decide to go ahead and life tap, which unfortunately I get a guy that I absolutely do not want. Let's see. I should probably go for the Molten Giants, but that is okay because past me is not the brightest bulb in the tree. I think I do throw down Doomguard. I'm trying to remember. I was thinking, you know what? I can reduce the amount of incoming damage. Losing those guys isn't the worst thing to happen. But my thought process was I just want to make sure that I don't take too much damage here. But what my thought process should have been was let's throw down a Molten Giant and not get completely destroyed here. So at this point now, he is able to clean up that guy as he is able to do the damage. And this is just a downward spiral for Husky because I will have 8 mana. But the problem is that I can't summon Lord Jiraxis yet to make up for my mistakes. And it's not looking great. Not looking great. I can summon the Molten Giant here. I could do this guy and do 1 damage. But the problem is I can't actually kill off the guy right there. So I can summon these 2. But now I'll kill him next turn, but he does have that 4/1 guy there. And if he has Blessing of Might, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, which is actually what I was worried about. Oh, God. Oh, God, he does have Blessing of Might. There's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, dear. Oh dear, Blessing of the Kings rather, and he is actually able to kill me there. So mistakes were made, guys. Mistakes were absolutely made in this game, but hey, I still count it as a win with the voice crack, which knows you, or you know I'm sincere. I could have actually killed him that turn, so I'm going to chalk that up to a win, even though I may have greatly erred right there. But either way, let's go ahead and play once again. I do just want to go ahead and play a third game here. I'm going to say 2-0, even though everyone out there is going to be like, Husky, you didn't win, so that one counts as a loss. That's okay, though. At least the deck had the ability to win right there. So I'm learning a lot, guys. That's okay. You know what? If you're laughing at me, that's totally fine. I'm laughing at me as well. Which is why I decided to share that game, because it is actually, the mistake was so painful that it actually, it errs on the side of hilarity. But either way, we're going to be going up against Anduin Rin. So far we've beaten a mage. We kind of beat a paladin, although not technically. And now we're going to be going up against a priest right here, Tiago Brazil. I gotta say, man, Brazil loves video games and also YouTube. Did you know that? Oh, God, Drew Lord Draxus yet again. I gotta say, LJ, man, he is he just wants to be in my hand. He wants to be held and coddled by me, and I keep drawing him super early, which is not usually the case. Normally, you're like begging to get him out. So just gotta go ahead and summon Voidwalker right away. I do still think that this is the best move, just because, you know, I'm spending that 1 mana. I get him out on the field. I'm not wasting or expelling an extra mana later. I don't necessarily like to throw him down on the first turn. I do prefer Blood Imp or the guy that does damage to you, but, oh, a 2/2 guy. Already, he did actually use the coin there. So my thought process right now is going to be, if I attack him for 1 damage, go ahead and life tap. I love life tapping in the early game. But if I attack him for 1 damage, then if he attacks me, that's going to kill him. On the downside, if he uses his heal on him, he'll be able to kill my guy with taunt and keep the creature alive. But also, I paid 1 mana, he paid 2, and also, if he does use the heal, he's not only expelling a turn, he's also spending 2 more mana. So that's going to be 4 mana. 4 mana and a turn to kill off my guy, which honestly, I think is worth it. Yes, he does get to retain that character, or that creature on the field, but I still think it was worth it. Gotta go ahead and do this. Destroy 1 of your mana crystals, which is just brutal, especially this early in the game, and I don't really have too much of a backup plan right now. But I did destroy 1 of my mana crystals. Of course, remember, guys, the whole point of the deck is that it's EMO. I know I have to keep reminding you, but the whole point of this deck is that it does end up, you know, your options are always, it's like choosing the lesser of the evils. Oh, man, Shadow Word Pain. That was a clutch play. I can't believe that card only costs 2 mana. That is so ridiculous. But either way, able to do that. And now his board is looking pretty strong right now. He has 4 damage on the board. I really have no way of dealing with it. I mean, what do I have that can do any amounts of damage? The answer is nothing. However, that Hellfire draw is actually really, really good, because if he throws down another weak creature, which there is a high possibility of, then I can just kill off all 3 with Hellfire. He does throw down the Chillwind Yeti, which still, I actually need to kill that Chillwind Yeti. I hope I have a way of killing that next turn, because that is going to be a lot of damage. I did get Leroy here. Okay, so what I can do here is I can kill it off with my Soulfire. I honestly think going Soulfire, Hellfire might be the best choice here, because even though it's not the best use of those cards, it's still clearing the board and reducing the incoming damage there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to be able to clear the board here. I did lose Demon Fire, which is kind of sad. Demon Fire is such a good card. Such a good card. Oh my god, I love that card. But either way, not a lot of options in my hand right now, and I have to survive till Lord Draxus. And remember that I am down a mana crystal, so that is 1 extra turn to have to be able to get Lord Draxus out. Oh, he does throw out a Gurabashi Berserker here. Okay. Alright, we'll see if I can deal any amounts of damage. I did get a Blood Imp, finally, which is not really the best thing right here. I could use my guy with Charge. That's going to be 6 damage. I could use the Doom Guard. Not sure if that's going to be enough to actually kill him, though. That's 5 damage, which would just buff him super, super highly. Or at this point, what I could do is just kind of sit back and wait. I could throw this guy down, and if he attacks me with the Gurabashi Berserker, then it's just going to die anyway, which is totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And remember that this makes all your creatures cost 2 more. which is brutal. I mean, Lord Draxus right now costs 12 mana. He is actually impossible to play unless you're a druid, which then he would still be impossible to play because you can't have that card. But either way, I was able to do this because my main worry is that Gurubashi Berserker is going to get so powerful that I'm not going to be able to survive until I get to Lord Draxus. So my thought process was, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get a card out that can kill that, and if I end up losing this guy, so be it. If I don't lose it, then that's just powerhouse damage coming on up. Deal 5 damage to the enemy hero, so he's going to go ahead and Mind Blast me in the face. And actually Mind Blast me again. Gets me down to 7, and I'm nowhere near Lord Draxus at this point. I think he forgot to attack, actually, with that Gurubashi Berserker, I think. But either way, I'm going to kill it, so that's totally fine. Destroy friendly minion, deal its attack damage to all. So what I could do is use that and kill off both these creatures this turn, which honestly might be okay. Then that'll free up the ability to use those. Because the problem is that I only have 7 HP. So that Raptor is a lot more terrifying than he may seem. Because if he has any way of dealing damage to me and the Raptor attacks me, it's going to pretty much be a guaranteed kill. So I think sacrificing that guy might be worth it. Then I'll have 2 mana left. Not that I can really do anything with that. I could summon the Blood Imp here. I think Shadow Flame might actually be the way to go. Which is not ideal, but nothing in this deck ever is. I think that is what I'm going to do right now. I think that's the best choice here. I'm still trying to think about it, though. And there we go. Gotta go ahead and do that. Kill off those creatures. Sure, he gets the buff there, but he does go down. Go ahead and summon the Blood Imp right there. And we'll end our turn. A very weird turn. A very, very weird turn, but it does clear the board a little bit. But this priest is probably feeling a little bit overconfident. I know that I would be, given the situation that he finds himself in. A 2-2 with Taunt. Now, keep in mind, though, he has to do 7 damage to me, and he only has 2 cards in his hand. Oh, he's going to be able to deal 2 damage. Now he has to deal 5 damage to me. Oh, my God, he had another smite. Oh, my God. All right, well, the problem is, I can't play that card. That'll actually basically kill me. Okay, so I'm at 3 HP. He's got a 2-2 creature on the board. I think I actually have to use Doomguard here to stay in this game. No, I think I have to use Doomguard because I'm not going to... If I throw Leroy out, this is going to give him 2 whelps. And I think this is going to have to be it. I think that's going to have to be the card that I play and hope that he doesn't have any direct damage spells. But he's already used 4 direct damage spells. Priests do not have that many more left. So I have to do this. Got to discard 2 cards. All right. All right. This is still workable. This is still workable. I got the guy on the field. He's a 5/6. And remember, he's just top decking at this point. So he has to find a way to do 3 damage to me just top decking alone. He does get the Core Hound. But guess what? I can just kill that next turn. I think he's trying to buy himself an extra turn right now. I can also deal 1 damage. So, oh, God, this is so bad. I think that throwing down the Beast is probably the way to go right now. Wait, what happened? I'm trying to decide if that's actually a good play or not. Because it will be able to kill... I mean, I have to kill the Beast. Otherwise, he's just going to kill me. And that's the only way for me to do it. So I'm going to... Or not the Beast, but I had to kill his guy. And now I get my own Beast out here. So that's on the field. A 9/8 creature right now. I still have Lord Draxus, which I will be able to use him next turn. If I can just survive 1 more turn, then that's gonna be good news for me. He decides to give me 2 health. It has to be a minion. He wants to draw a card because again he's trying to top deck here. He knows that he needs to get a card that can deal 3 damage, and all of a sudden Diego Brazil probably not feeling too comfortable with the fact that he used all of his damage dealing cards earlier because now I have 10 damage on the board. He probably should have given my imp actually that extra health there. But either way, it doesn't really matter because I don't think he's going to have any way of killing this guy anytime soon. He does heal himself up to full now, so it is 30 HP to 3. Uh-oh, we're starting to get my dunk cards right here. +4/+4, then it dies horribly. We also get Lord Draxus, baby, and actually, this is going to be the way to go because I only have 3 HP. Lord Draxus is out. He is here to save the day. And that brings me up to 15 HP. All of a sudden, we have a game on our hands. I'm going to be able to hit him for 9 HP. Now I'm going to be able to hit him for 3, which is going to bring him down to 18. And now it's a 15 versus 18 game. And I have really, really good cards in my hand. Plus, I also have Lord Draxus now, which can summon an awesome Infernal. All of a sudden, our priest isn't feeling so good. Chillwind Yeti comes out. Too little, too late, though. Still not sure what the other card in his hand is. He's going to go ahead and heal himself up a little bit. That brings him up to 20, which does technically put him in the lead, but I have so much damage on the board, especially now that I have +4. So now I can do 1 damage +4/+4, so 9 damage there. and then I have the plus. Oh my god, I think I can actually kill him here. If I'm doing my math correctly here, and I do it in the correct order, I think I can actually kill him with the biggest comeback I think I've ever had. And let's see if I can do this in the correct order. So there's going to be that. That brings him up to a 13-14. And at this point, wait. I don't want to summon that one just yet. I want to go ahead and do this one just to, actually what I should do is attack him with the imp first. But it doesn't really matter because the math still adds up. This is me just doing things out of order once again. We're going to summon this guy just for effect, but I think that I can actually just kill him here if I kind of blast him in the face. There we go, 13 and 6. I guess I can attack him with the 3 rather. And there we go, actually able to win that game. So technically was 2-1, but I'll just say 3-1 or 3-0 to make myself feel better, as I definitely messed it up versus the Paladin there. But again, guys, this deck is for pure fun. It's for pure lulz, and it is the Husky Emo deck. And actually, I'll go ahead and show you what cards are actually in this deck. All right, so here is the deck itself. Of course, the deck is not very good. That is the entire point of the deck. I won't keep saying it, but some of the cards I added in were to actually try and supplement the deck as best as I possibly can. But let's just go ahead and start from the top here. Soulfire, deal 4 damage and discard a random card. So that's the negative side effect of that. Power Overwhelming, give a friendly minion +4/+4 until end of turn, but then it dies horribly. So obviously the downside is that you lose that creature. Blood Imp right here, I mean, he's just kind of a staple of any Warlock deck. Flame Imp, Battlecry, deal 2 damage to your hero. I honestly love this card in any deck. I think he's super fun. A 1-cost 3/2 creature is a lot of fun. Of course, it does deal 2 damage to yourself. Voidwalker, again, is kind of a staple of Warlock decks. Demon Fire, deal 2 damage to a minion. If it's a friendly demon, give it +2/+2 instead. I really like that card. I think it makes this deck hilarious. Succubus, which I don't think we actually drew any of in those last games. Battlecry, discard a random card. Now, it is a 2-cost creature with 4/3, which again can be very fun, but also get rid of your really good cards. Felguard, 3 mana. He is not as worth it, I think. Destroy 1 of your mana crystals, but he does have Taunt. So obviously the bad side is that you lose a mana crystal. Void Terror, we saw him in the last game. I only actually have 1 of these cards, which is why I can only have 1 in my deck right now. Battlecry, destroy the minions on either side of this minion and gain their attack and health, which you did see that come into play previously. Hellfire, deal 3 damage to all characters. Not only is he killing Murlocs in that picture, but also it does 3 damage to everything on the board, including your own hero and creatures. Shadow Flame, destroy a friendly minion and deal its attack damage to all enemy minions. So obviously the downside is that you lose the minion. We also have Leroy Jenkins, which gives your opponent 2 whelps, but he does have charge and 6/2, which is always fun. Pit Lord, this guy, I only have 1 of, and also he is hard to use correctly. Deal 5 damage to your hero. That is ridiculous, and he is a 5/6. I feel like he should be a 5/7, but hey, what do I know? Doomguard right here. Charge, Battlecry, discard 2 random cards. That is actually absurd. Losing 2 cards to this guy is pretty ridiculous. He is a 5/7. Then Venture Co. Mercenary, we saw previously. Your minions cost 3 additional mana. With 3 additional mana, it basically makes them unplayable. Dread Infernal, which I have 2 of in my deck, is going to be deal 1 damage to all other characters. We also have the Beast, 6 mana. When he dies, it summons a 3/3 Fingal Einhorn for your opponent. For those of you who played World of Warcraft, when you actually killed the Beast in Molten Core, it summoned this guy because he was inside of him. Lord Draxus does cost 9, and Molten Giant, Lord Draxus, you just gotta have him if you have that card. Molten Giant here costs 1 less for each damage your hero has taken. I only have 1 of those, so that's why he's in my deck. So you can see the majority of the cards are very bad for me. I do have a lot of high-cost cards, though. I mean, I have 2 that are 7+, 3 that are 6, 3 that are 5, and 5 that are 4 mana, which doesn't sound like a lot until you play the game. But either way, this is the Husky Emo deck. We'll see if I can fine-tune it just a little bit. I do know there are some other cards out there that do negative things to you, but we'll just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see, man. I can't wait to get the BlizzCon card, though. That would be amazing. Either way, guys, hope you enjoyed it, this fun emo deck, and I'll probably be playing more games on just because it's fun. And, of course, I'll see you guys next time. For that, that's a term I stole from Sinvicta, slam dunk, man. That's just when you are you're losing, and then all of a sudden you jump 20 feet in the air all the way across the field, and you slam dunk it. So I'm trying to decide, because my hand right now is so finicky that I'm not actually sure what the best option is right now. So for now, let's see. I am running out of time. I might actually just skip another turn just for the epic lulz. But we'll see here. I'm going to go ahead and poke him in the face. I still don't really want to life tap if I don't have to, so I'm once again, am I going to? I actually don't remember what I do right now. I think I do skip the turn. Okay, Guys, I know you're getting a little uneasy, a little bit antsy at home, and you're like, what are you doing, Husky? Keep in mind that, like, in 2 turns, I'll be able to kill him, and there's no reason at this point to reveal my hand. I'm oh, he summoned a guy with taunt. What mage has a creature with taunt? Really? That is going to bring me down to 15 here. I did get Felguard, which does destroy 1 mana crystal. So let's see right now. I don't know if I actually have enough to kill him just yet. I do have this guy with charge, which I could use to kill, or everything on the board. I drew Lord Draxus. That is way too early for that card. But anyways, about 80% of the cards in here are basically self-inflicting cards. They're going to be cards that hurt myself. They're cards that hurt, basically, they do lots of bad stuff to me. So it should be pretty hilarious here. And you may be saying, Husky, this one right here makes your minions cost 3 more. Gonna go ahead and life tap. Leroy Jenkins gives your opponent 2 whelps. So those whelps can actually kill off Leroy if you're not too careful. And a lot of you are probably saying, Husky, Warlocks are meant to be played like this. Not to the degree that I am currently playing. If you look at a lot of the top Warlock decks out there, they do not do this much damage to themselves. That is a fact. Soulfire deal 4 damage, but you also have to discard a card. So not the best opening hand, but then again, this entire deck is not designed to have a good opening hand. It's not designed to have a good hand at any point. Now, if you're wondering what that creature does, basically when you summon him, he kills both creatures to the left and right of him, and then he gains the attack power and health. Hello everyone, this is HUSKYS here, back with some more Hearthstone action, and this time it's going to be a lolzy deck that I made. I am calling it, as you saw down there in the bottom left side, the EMO deck. And you may be saying, Husky, what is the purpose of the EMO deck? We'll see it as this game continues, but basically I've taken every card that I currently own that does damage to myself, destroys my own cards, kills my own creatures, damages my hero, basically taking any card that has a negative side effect and putting it in my deck. You'll kind of see it as these games progress, but I am going to go ahead and play 3 games here. I am casting after the fact as I was testing the deck. We're going to be going up against Solid, oh god, if I can read this, Solid Hatchet. Solid Hatchet, all right. So as you can see right here, this is a perfect example. Power Overwhelming ends up killing your own creature. Void Terror kills 2 of the creatures adjacent to it, and and the other one kills your own creature to do damage to their creatures. This one right here, Dread Infernal, does 1 damage to all of your creatures. Be able to kill me pretty soon, although Pyroblast does cost a lot of mana, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Or I could try and do some of the damage right now, or I can try and troll him, take a big risk, and kind of slam dunk him a little bit later. So I'm actually not going to use any mana this turn. And guys, I know what you're saying. Husky, you're making a huge mistake. You know what? The whole point of this deck is a big mistake. So we're going to be going the more fun route as opposed to the tryhard. Oh my god, another guaranteed amount of damage here. So that's going to be 8 damage, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus another 8. So I have tons of guaranteed damage, but the problem is that I still cannot kill him in 1 round, which, you know, is kind of really what this game is all about here. So I got to kind of think of exactly what it is I want to do. I could summon this guy, which would make my minions cost more, but really am I going to be playing a minion anytime soon? The only one left is going to be Leroy, or I could just skip this turn as well and save up for even more ridiculousness. I could get the Infernal next turn and then kind of slam dunk him the turn after of those 2 creatures. So it basically turns it into 1 super minion, which is kind of cool because what you can do is if you attack with those 2 creatures, then summon him, you get the benefit of those creatures next turn. But is it really worth it? I don't know. Here's going to come the Mana Crystal, and it's going to go ahead and deal 6 damage directly to me, actually. Gonna bring me down to 18, so he's kind of going for a base race right now. Now my hand's starting to look really bad here. I have 2 cards that will deal 4 damage, but it makes me have to discard cards. I have Leroy Jenkins, which does have charge, so that is a guaranteed, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Guaranteed 10 damage, and with a chance of being able to do 4 more, so that's 14 damage. But unfortunately, also have a guaranteed 4 damage right here, so that is a lot of damage I can potentially put out. But the problem is right now I just don't have enough to kill him, and I gotta kind of save my cards. I don't really have anything I can put on the board. I could do Leroy, but I want to save him for kind of the dunk maneuver a little bit later. So for now, I think I might actually skip this turn, because if I life tap, if he has a Pyroblast and a Fireball, he's gonna